Hey everyone, this is going to be a beginner Scrapwood project. This is a piece of sapele wood, a cut off of a board I had. And right here I'm just going to mount it on the lathe. Make sure it's center on the live center on the tailstock there. And then I'm just going to pinch it in with my chuck. Then I'm just going to set up my tool rest here, and I'm going to start making this thing round with my roughing gouge. The roughing gouge is really good for just mowing down the corners on a piece like this. But if you're just getting started in wood turning, you can use Carbide Bit Tools. They don't need to be sharpened. They just need the bits replaced. I'll use one later on in this video, and I'll point that out when I get to it. And I'll leave a link in the description to an affordable set of those. And maybe a chuck as well in the description, in case you don't have that either. The gouge I'm using right now is called a spindle gouge. And it's really good for spindles like this. And you can see it makes a nice clean cut here. It's definitely one of my favorite gouges to use. But all this can be achieved with a carbide bit tool as well. Feels really good to get a nice long cut like that with lots of long shavings. And this right here is the carbide bit tool. It's just a piece of metal with a little blade screwed to it, and that's what you replace. And it has a flat bottom so that when you rest it on the tool rest, it stays flat and level. And right here, I'm just gonna sand through the grits. This is a 120 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to go all the way up to 400. I'll skip through most of that. It's looking pretty smooth. And this right here is sanding sealer, and it just helps prep the wood for an actual polish to get put onto it. But you'll see what the grain looks like after I finish here. Sapele is a nice wood because it always has a nice shine in the middle of it somewhere. And then now we're just going to drill a hole at the end of this. We're not going to go too deep because of what we're going to put in there at the end. I think this hole is going to be about 3/4 of an inch deep. And here's the carbide bit tool. I'm just going to hollow it out some more. And I'm just holding it steady here, the piece, with that paper towel, just because it gets a little wobbly when you have a piece this long. And as you can see there, it looks like about 3/4. Then all I'm gonna do is just sand this up to 400 grit on the rim. And then I'm gonna finish it with a little bit of sanding sealer and some wood polish, some high gloss wood polish. And there's the sanding sealer, and then the polish goes on. It's a hard wax polish. And you'll see the difference between each side of this piece of wood with the polish on and off of it. And the next step of this project will be cutting the piece off the end of this. You can see I'm going to make my mark here, and then I'm going to put my tailstock to steady my piece right here, just so it doesn't wobble around when I'm cutting it. Just light pressure. And then I'll just push my tool into there until it cuts all the way through. This is a parting tool. You could also achieve that cut with a Carbide Bit Tool as well. You just need to make a bigger slot to cut. And so that's the piece right there. And then I'm just going to sand the bottom so it's nice and flat and sits on the table nicely. If you like the video, please subscribe and leave a comment down below if you want to see more videos like this. I'm also going to leave some links in the description to some tools like a chuck and some gouges, maybe even some sandpaper. Just some affordable stuff to get you started. And thanks for watching.